This is a three-part series on the repair of what I'm going to call an A-frame part of a hitch for a sweep plow. And this is part 1 of 3. There's actually other videos out there about the sweep plow repairs that I'm doing for a customer. But these 3 videos are kind of like their own little project inside a project. But to give you a little idea of where this hitch goes on the sweep plow, there's the big long tongue that sticks out here on the front, and this little end part, that's the part we're working on right now. Kind of hiding behind the truck because it's super windy, as it's been all day. Been 40-mile-an-hour winds, and we just had a deluge of rain. I mean, it is muddy out here now. I'm just gonna quit filming this. Working outdoors, it is just becoming a real pain to work with the cameras. The wind was blowing the tripods over earlier. But I got the A-frame off the front of the hitch here. So let's take that in the shop and we can work on that until the weather improves. Y'all remember this hitch? Well, that part of the hitch. I made a video on it. Doesn't show a whole lot of wear. It's kind of neat to see something come back into the shop that is doing its job. I don't have to do much to this little A-frame assembly. Basically, this getting wore out. So I think is what I'm going to do is add another plate. I'll probably have to put in a bushing in this one. We'll see how bad these are. I may end up having to bore them out, put in bushings. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. But that's basically all I'm doing here, is just bringing these holes back to spec. And it looks like I'll be building him a new pin, because that one has got some wear on it too. Did a quick measure, and them things are a little over 1 1/4 inches. Those are supposed to be 1 1/4 inch holes. You know, this piece of plate right here is only welded on right there. I'm thinking it's going to be a heck of a lot faster to just cut me out a new plate and punch 3 new holes in it than it is going to be boring all this out, putting in bushings, and then I still got to add a second plate to it to make it thicker. That's actually what the customer wants, is thicker. You know, he recognizes this is a problem. This is actually 3.5 inch wide by 5/8 thick. That being 3.5 inches deep, you know, wide, is really going to throw me for a loop, because I don't keep 3.5 inch wide metal in stock. That's a very odd size to use. You know, it's either 3 or 4, seems like. I want to go out at least to at least 1 1/4 inches. I'd like to go ahead and just go 1.5 inches while I'm at it. So I'm debating about how to do that. It might be faster for me to just rip a 1/2 inch off of my 4-inch iron that I bought for all this project than it is going to be trying to figure out how to get 3.5 inches in there. It's May 1st, so May Day, and we ushered out April yesterday with a nice little blizzard. Interstate 70 was even closed for many hours. Interstate 70 is south of me about 20 miles. So it was a fun day, and in that blizzard I had to venture into the great city of Hitch, America, and go to a awards ceremony for my daughter. So that was an interesting little trip. By the time we left to go into Hitch, it was, the blizzard was definitely over, and it was just snowing real heavy, but it was a wet snow. April snows out here on the plains are really wet and heavy. You know, you get a snow in January and February, and it just blows away. It's just powder, but your spring snows are just extremely wet. Probably like that most places. I don't know. Anyway, enough about the weather. This is a piece of 1¼ inch rod, chrome, hard chrome rod out of hydraulic shaft. Use it for a gauge here, see if it goes in. That's awful tight. Okay. Well, I guess we better give her a few more thousandths than that, right? A little bit of wobble to it. I think it's good enough. Hopefully we're somewhat close. Looks pretty darn good. Well, go make a second one of those off camera. I just realized I did my order of operations wrong. Should have done both these plates at the same time. Ugh, was not thinking that through. But anyway, to get myself back on center, I'm using my tapered bushing for my line boring setup. And so I'm catching the hole with that, putting it in there. It's going to get me pretty darn close. And I'll take that back apart. Take that off of there. And then I can switch to the 1-inch bit, and I can punch my holes with the 1-inch bit, and then go back up to 1¼ inch. Well, there's the 2 plates done.